Hey there, and welcome to the Conversations with Ree podcast, aka the CWR podcast that airs every Wednesday. This is Season 1 Life Is, and I'm your host, Rita. This is Episode 8. Hi, and welcome back. Today we are talking Life is Slowing Yourself Down. We're talking about the being able to train yourself to slow, especially your mind down. Why? Because we live in an era of too much information. I'm even going to say too much noise, and it's constantly being bombarded and pushed our way how to think, how to be, how to exist in our lives. And you are going to have to train yourself, teach yourself to slow down your mind and begin to separate yourself from the noise. Separate yourself from the noise. Essentially, you need to realize that you do not have to listen to everything, hear everything, be a part of every single conversation. And I don't mean necessarily engaging, but in listening. You participate by even just taking in that information. That's being part of that conversation. You are going to have to train yourself to pull away and quiet your mind, so that is essentially where you are drawing from. You're drawing from what God is depositing in you versus all the noise, all the bombarding. Looking at just the era of, and these are just examples, there's much more. Just Twitter. You could be in Twitter for like 2-3 minutes, that's even long, a minute, half a minute, and there's already 200 tweets waiting to be refreshed or what. Okay, I'm being extra there, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to make a point. Or TikTok, for example, there's just one post after another, constantly calling for your attention. And that's not to say that the other social medias are not loud. They're extremely loud, and that's just social media as it is. But life itself, around you in your life, everyone is trying to push their agenda and tell you how to think, how to be. And you have to take charge of what it is that you partake, what it is that you engage in, what it is that you allow into your space, who is going to be influencing your thoughts and your thought patterns, who is going to be influencing your feelings, going to be influencing your decision making, influencing even your hopes and your dreams. And all this is based on what you're taking in, what I am calling a lot of noise, that you have to actively and intentionally separate yourself from. I look at it in the sense of, if it is social media or if it is in other avenues of life, having that calm mind allows you to take in information from what you're being drawn to. So it's not mindless and mindless scrolling. It is I think this topic is speaking to me, and there's a nourishment I'm getting from it. You need to become consciously aware about. You need to have a calm mind first. That means, first of all, you have no fear of missing out. You have no fear of missing out. You do not, I'd say it this way, if you're on group chats, for example, especially on WhatsApp, you don't have to open every group chat. You don't have to read every conversation. If you have the calm mind, you have slowed yourself down, you could almost be drawn and know, I need to check this group today. You may not have checked it in weeks, and you'll find just what it is you needed, or just the right conversation, or what is this thing called? A lead towards something you are looking for. It becomes very, very almost like you are you are being directed versus you just taking in, and soon it's just like so much noise in your head, so much garbage, so much trash, so much unnecessary stuff, so much noise. If you really analyze it and critically look at it, a lot of it is unnecessary information for you. You cannot take in all this information. You don't need to. It's not necessary. You need to put information in its place, and the one that you allow into your space, into your mind, is almost like filtered and chosen. It's allowed in. It doesn't find your guards open and just drops in. So you don't have to be in every group chat. But if you are, for example, you don't have to open every group chat. You can go weeks without that. Those who you need to engage with can find you directly. And that is if you need to engage with them. You also need to check and see, am I supposed to be engaging with this person in this way at this time? So get rid of that fear of missing out. You're not missing out on anything. Calm yourself down and let it speak to you. Let it be that you are being triggered and nourished and awakened by what it is you're taking in, versus taking in things for the sake of knowledge, for the sake of being informed, for the sake of looking like you know and you're aware and you're up to date with the latest happenings. You don't have to, and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So I would say that you have to become consciously aware of where your thoughts are going, what you are allowing to feed your thoughts, and say, I will not mindlessly scroll my phone or social media or group chats. And that is based on you calming yourself down, calming your mind down, training yourself to calm your mind down. And it's not just social media. The same reality, the reality is the same for other things. So you're not mindlessly scrolling through your phone, and you're not mindlessly participating in every conversation and every life happening and every life event and every activity and everything on the news, on the TV. Become comfortable with quiet, and I feel like this is a theme that's been repeating itself in the last couple of videos. Solitude and quietness, and it starts in your mind. You have to get quiet here, and how you do that is by blocking out things, create boundaries, and start being like a guard for your mind, the one who chooses what comes in. People and their thoughts and their opinions can't just find your mind available for them to throw in their views and their thoughts. Filter, guard your mind. You're not missing out on anything. What you need to know, what is meant for you, will be drawn to you. So it's not mindless scrolling. It's almost like this, I'm learning from this, I am awakened by this, I am becoming more from this type of conversation or from this type of content. And that comes from slowing your mind down and not being afraid to miss out, and being okay not being part of every conversation, every hot topic. And if you really think about it, today topic A, B, C, D are the hottest thing everyone must know, and tomorrow all that is dropped and picked for something else. It's very scary. It's very worrying. We can't just live from hot topic to hot topic to hot topic just so that we can have conversation, just so that we can have just so that we can be aware of everything. you don't need it. I don't even know how else to explain what I'm trying to explain, but I think I'm really trying to emphasize in many words, you need to guard your mind. No one is going to do that for you. In fact, they will try to bring all their thoughts and all their opinions. You have to be the one to say, not here. We don't. Everybody stops there, and we have to check before you come in. And soon you will also just so sure about certain things. You don't even need time to consider. It is very clear that type of conversation is not for me. That type of engagement is not for me. That stuff drains me. Therefore, it is excluded. And based on that, you begin to have a calmer mind. You begin to have a higher level of being, a higher level of experiencing life. You are almost shedding weight by doing this. You are almost becoming lighter in your experience of life by taking such a stand, by being very clear that I don't allow every conversation, every event, every activity. I don't need to participate in every single thing. In fact, for the most part, I'm just fine in my little bubble doing my thing, and I'll only engage with conversation that's nourishing and conversation that I am drawn to, conversation that is being sent my way to create a higher level of thinking and expand my mind and expose me to more interesting things of life than I knew. So it's like I think I keep saying, awakening you. That's the kind of stuff I've decided to engage in, and I have no apologies for it. And that's my stand. And the quality of your life by taking such a stand rises. It's all in the mind, and you just see the quality of yourself and the quality of your thinking, and therefore the quality of your experience of life drastically changing. Quiet your mind, guard your mind. Be the one to say, not here, not allowed, nope, clear and forward. This is not the area for that. And watch how much more you can access mentally, and you can progress mentally, and your mental ascent therefore affects your life in the physical. Your thinking affects the way you perceive life and the way you engage with it, and a change is seen a change manifests in your life truly because of that. Kick out the garbage, kick it out, even if it means having nothing. And I'm just realizing, or rather, I'm just adding that conversations even involve activities. You do not have to be everywhere. You do not have to be at every social event. You do not have to be you do not have to say yes to every invitation. There could have been a season for that, but you always need to, you just can't you just can't be available, because everyone dumps on that. Whereas if you're the one picking and choosing, then it's almost like when you're harvesting, you pick the ones that are a certain quality. It becomes that. What you're allowing into your space, what you're allowing into your mind, what you're allowing into your life, what you're allowing into your energy is quality. And quality affects, good quality creates better quality and creates more quality. But if the quality is bad, if the raw product is bad, if the harvest is bad, if the harvest is of low quality, then the product cannot be of good quality. So guard your mind, quiet your mind, kick out the noise, and see what happens in your psyche, in your mind, and based on that, see what that does to your life. See what that does to your life. See what that does to your life. Take the stand. See what that does to your life. So until the next one, arise and shine. Thank you for being here. You can catch new episodes of the CWR podcast every Wednesday, either by watching via I Am a Rate on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast provider. The CWR podcast is currently available on Spotify and Anchor. This has been Conversations with Ree.